before I go out for my walk run, I added some new babies. We've got 2 different batches here. One that are about 3 weeks old, the bigger ones, and the other ones are about 10 days younger. And so I was really nervous to put the 2 together, but I think they've done well. They went overnight. Well, it's time to get some more chick feed, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. Well, my rooster is keeping everybody in order. And these are the mamas of my chicks that I got going on. These are egg layers. And yes, they keep me in eggs. Yeah, and I even actually have a farmer. So I get everything organic, all of their feed, and then of course we graze them. And he is a beautiful rooster. Painting our skies. There is so much going on with airplanes today. It's amazing I'm able to actually do a much faster run, little run, not fast, but much more of a run. That I could even do any of this a month ago. It's amazing. I don't know what to say. I thought I was just sliding into that pit, and here I am. Deeply appreciating life. Deeply feeling like I've got something worthwhile to live for. I've heard so many success stories like mine of mental capacity coming back. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this just beautiful? Has this ever happened to you, that you go to put a like to some video from Facebook and they tell you to sign in and you don't know your YouTube password? Well, don't worry about it. Go to the top 3 buttons, press it, and this will come up. Open in system browser. Press that and now you're in your own YouTube account and you can like, share, and subscribe all the videos you want, but please leave a comment so I know that you are here. Well, I'm on my way to the city, so just left, so about 45 minutes. And actually, it is still a beautiful day. I should turn it around so you can see how gorgeous it is outside. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is it hasn't been 100% wonderful going through this diet. And when I said earlier, I don't recommend that you go on this diet. I am not a doctor. I'm not recommending that you do anything. But what I am recommending that you do is you do your own research. That, well, I will always encourage you to do is always read. I recommend that you get Dr. Barry's book. I think it's called The Lies That Your Doctor Told You, and I'll put a link in it because I think that's a wonderful book. He's got references so you can go and see what the studies are on all of what meat does for you, how it helps you. But why I wanted to talk about, like, things have not gone 100% good. Like, I had about 4 or 5, I get days where I get overloaded and I'm not feeling good and I'm really taken out. But those days come when I cheat. Where before I was surprised when I would have these days, like, because I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue I've been diagnosed with, and rheumatoid arthritis, and yeah, so not manic, but clinical depression, and what else have I been diagnosed with, so trigeminal nerve damage, and I have a crushed vertebrae, broken ribs, I have a lot of injuries too, so they act up as you get older. All of those kind of things act up, right? So what I found was, this time when I cheated, I had some to-go meat. So I had this to-go meat with a coating. And that took me out for about 5 days. Like, it seriously did. I ended up having one day where I had such severe cramps, and I had to go and drive my granddaughter, because she's living with us now. She's 24, so it's not a kid. I had to drive her into town because she doesn't have a car. And I was getting these, like, labor pains that were coming like every 2 minutes, and they would last just like a labor pain. They would build up, and then they would go away. And it was, I spent the whole day with that, and it was horrible. I'll tell you, it was terrible. And then just swelling along with that, everything swelled, my joints all swelled up, and I was just a mess for those 5 days. My energy was completely gone from having 2 pieces of breaded chicken from some to-go place. It really taught me a lesson that I really have to be careful. This is my journey, so I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you guys to do what I do. I'm telling you what my journey is. Back to health, I think, what's happened, because on those days I just continue, and usually when I have a bad day like that, I try to take in more fat during those periods of time if I can, because fat really heals you. It heals the brain, it heals everything. So so I just went through one of those of eating the wrong food, and what it reminded me of is how quickly I forgot how sick I was. Man, did it ever bring it back, because like, every day has been an improvement, and what I can do today, what I could do when I first started this, I don't know, we're coming up to about 80 days maybe. I'd have to look on my calendar, but I seem to have forgotten how severe and how sick I was. And then this time, why I was sick for the 5 days, and it was horrendous. But it wasn't even half as sick as I was on a pretty much average day before. And that just reminded me that how far I've come in such a short time, and how much I really want to make this a lifelong thing, because I've asked myself, could I go back? Because my husband went back. He's not on this now, and although he's eating a lot more meat, but he's eating everything. So I'm kind of cooking a little bit for him, and I thought, well, it smells so good. Should I try it? Just having that experience of 5 days on the couch and feeling so horrible, where my life was just, half of what I was before, just reminding me, even one French fry, could do that to me. Is it worth it? No, it's not worth it for me. just isn't. Not when you finally, I'm 63 years old, I want to live a life. I want to live a life. I don't just want to eat, although eating this way is delicious and I've really enjoyed it. Like last night, my husband got me an early Mother's Day gift, a Ninja air fryer, one of their better ones. Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing. That is just amazing. So if you guys, even if you can get an air fryer and some of them range not that expensive to really expensive, I recommend that you get an air fryer if you're going to stick on this diet. It makes the food so much better. I breaded up. When I'm talking about breaded up, I crushed up pork rinds and added a little bit more salt to them and a little bit of spice. I can have some spices and I know which ones I can have. And so I added a little bit of that and breaded my chicken and breaded my pork chops on that. Oh, just heaven, guys. It's good, if not better than shake and bake. Delicious, absolutely delicious. And so we did that the very first night. My husband was in love, and the next night we did hamburgers in there, homemade hamburgers. And then last night, which does not work as well in a Ninja fryer or in any fryer, is ribs. So ribs, I think I'm going to still do it my old-fashioned way. That is in a pan, in a covered oven pan, and slow cooked until they're just like fall off the bone. I like that better than maybe what you could do is start it in that area, which kind of what most people do with ribs. They start it that way and then they put them on the barbecue. We do the same thing, or we can put it on the barbecue, one way or another. But I am experimenting and finding out all the different things that I can use with this. This is wonderful. A wonderful tool. It's really saved a lot of time and cleanup. And pots in my kitchen just looking dirty. It's a lot easier to use this thing than pots and pans on my stove. Although I'm still using that because I have eggs and yeah. Anyways, I love my husband. That was a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day gift. It is almost Mother's Day, guys, and all of you children who still have mothers out there, make sure you don't forget them this year. Make sure you call them, maybe even a couple of days before. They don't really care about that particular day, but make sure you call them and tell them how much you appreciate your life that they gave you and that they devoted their time to you. And even if you have a mother that could have been better, should have been better, she still gave you life. She still did something, and I hope that you appreciate that life that she gave you. You know, my life was an absolutely best. My mom was, it wasn't always the best childhood, but I appreciate my mother's gone now. My mother's gone. What a beautiful soul she was. And life was really difficult for her. But you know what? She did the best she could do, and she deserves my respect and always my love. And I miss her deeply, her beautiful face and her calm spirit. Well, anyways, I guess that is about it. Mother's Day is coming up. Even if you just take over one rose to your mom, it will mean the world to her. Just a phone call from my kids will brighten my day, even when it's not Mother's Day. So I guess that's it. This is where I am right now. Still traveling down the road of life. And really, honestly, now that my brain is clear and I'm thinking clear and I'm much more joyful and happy and can handle a lot more things because of the diet I'm on, life is so much better. And that's the way it should be. What is the ultimate goal of life? Well, I don't know. I guess you guys are going to have to find out yourself, but I think there should be a lot more peace, love, and appreciation